Yo guys, what is up? It is Teacher's Game 2 coming at you again with another video here, and I am here right now to show you an incredibly easy way to do Alpha Rockwell boss fight without losing a single person and literally without almost any resources at all. All you really need, and I do have all the people here shown so you can see how many people we did it with. We did it with a total of 9 different tribes, all kinds of stuff. This is on MTS, so it is a PvP server. So we could not tribe up or ally with these guys. So this really does show you how easy this boss fight is. So as soon as you spawn in, typically what happens, you're going to lose 1 or 2 guys to render. That's just kind of how the boss fight is. The tentacles, just so you know, are not shootable like you see me testing right here. They aren't shootable for the first, give or take, 10 seconds. And then after he kind of does his little roar and moves around a little bit, then they are actually shootable. But up until that point, there's not really much you can do. Notice, no matter how far away you are from that tentacle, if you are in a decent, I guess, let's call it, see right there, I got hit by it. That tentacle does a ton of damage. You want to be really careful about that. Really all you need, 2 Megalosauruses, and then whoever else wants to ride Stegos, and that's literally all you need for this entire boss fight. Basically, you wait for everyone to render in. You're noticing that some people got lagged out, so we just spent our time just waiting until they could get in. Now, the entire strategy of this boss fight is take out the tentacles and then rush the Rockwell heart. Now, you do so. There's a little pathway right in front of me. You kind of see me staring at him right now. And as soon as he goes down after you've taken out all his tentacles, it's actually really easy, and you just shred him. The reason you bring Megalos, on Aberration, if you have good Megalos, they are destroyers of worlds. It's not even funny how OP these Megalos are. But now, realistically speaking, let's talk about a few facts about this boss fight really before, because we got about 15 minutes of video here just to show you how easy it is. There is at 0 points during this boss fight that I was ever worried about actually losing my life. Now, all you need to do with the Megalos is the 2 Megalos kind of stand down on this path right here so they're totally safe from everything. And they just shred Rockwell as soon as he falls. Now the Megalo that I'm on has about 1,000 damage. And the Megalo next to me has about 900 damage. So it's just something that, really is quite useful to have these things. And then you shoot them with a shotgun if you can. This is possible to do solo. Maybe I'll upload a solo video of it. But as soon as you take down the tentacles, you'll see him fall to his knees. His heart will be exposed, and that's when you take it out. And the next thing you want to be careful about is those little... Nope, see? There he is. His heart becomes exposed. People are shooting him. I'm running up with my Megalo. Lots of frame drop here. And notice how much damage these 2 Megalos do. It's crazy. So these things chunk away health, and they can bite super duper fast. So it makes it something that's really, really nice to have. These creatures are just super, super OP. And that's just, something that's nice to have around. So what we're doing, you're going to notice, basically we are just taking out the tentacles again. When we take out the tentacles, really the entire point behind it is that we are, trying to take out the ones closest to you, because those are the ones that actually do damage to you. And then you take out the ones that are around in the circle. Now, the Stegos, the reason that you want Stegos is because you want to be able to have something that soaks a little bit of damage and have them spread out around the arena so they can actually take out the different tentacles and things like that. Whereas we on our Megalos are just responsible for one basic thing. And that thing, as you can see right here, there we go. My screen was being a little bit laggy, I apologize. Really, we're just sitting here and tanking whatever comes this way. And then as soon as he drops, taking him out. That's literally the point of the Megalos. There is no other value to them. You'll notice he drops, so we have to go back towards the middle of him. You can see people doing damage with the shotguns. Unfortunately, because I don't even know why he lifted up so quickly. Maybe he hit his maximum damage point right there. But then he goes back down, and this is where it gets dangerous. When he goes under the ground, he is now capable of using a shock attack. Now, that shock attack, what it does is it knocks you off your mount, which becomes dangerous because if there's Reapers and Nameless nearby, that's something you want to watch out for. Now, again, because he just rose in the air, you can't damage his tentacles, actually, which is really frustrating. So what you're doing right now is you are taking out the closest tentacle to you. See that one? And then I take out the leftmost one. It's close to me. And And you take those tentacles out really just due to the fact that if you don't, you take a lot of damage, and that's a problem. Now, notice again, I can shoot the tentacles that are a long ways away, but you want to watch out for those balls. The ones that will knock you and do some damage to you and your tame. Not a whole heck of a lot, but like 6, 7, 8 of them. Those start following you. They're going to stack up that damage, and it really does suck. So you're going to notice right now, the megalos, we're starting to go back towards the middle. My teammate doesn't like getting off her tame, so I'm kind of just here taking out the balls of death. And occasionally, when the nameless show up, you just shred them with the megalo, because that's why you bring this megalo, really. Because, yeah, you could do this without and just on foot. However, the megalos just take care of the everything super easily. So you'll see he goes down again. We go into bite. And this time we do a ton of damage because we get there really quickly on the megalos. And again, you could have 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. I think you can have up to like 15 survivors in this one. So if you had 7 or 8 guys on megalos and then the rest of them were on stegos taking out the tentacles, you could finish this boss fight at a stupid rate in all likelihood. Now, notice strategy, taking out the close tentacles and then moving on. Because now that he's got that electric ability, you got to be really careful because he can shock you off your tame. And you want to avoid doing that because getting shocked off your tame probably is going to mean that you die. And you don't want to do that. So, we got the close tentacles out, so that's the megalo's job. These 2 people, or whoever's in this middle section, takes out those tentacles. And then you take out the balls if you can, because, that's just what you do. Now, as we're running around here, you're going to notice I back up from quite a few of these things, because they come from literally every direction, so it's hard to see them sometimes. And then the really dangerous ones are like the red glowy ones. Take those out fast. And all the while, as soon as those tentacles, you need to be communicating with each other. As soon as those tentacles go down, turn for that boss and take him out. I mean, I'm telling you, it's super easy. He starts doing his little flip out thing, goes under the water again because we've gotten him pretty low on HP at this point in time. So the Reapers start showing up. Now, if you have a stego that's struggling with some of these Reapers and stuff like that, just go help him. It takes 2 seconds in your megalos because these aren't very good Reapers. We'll just destroy him. You see how fast we just got rid of that one. Now, once you've cleared everything around you, go and take out the tentacles that are closest to you again. And that's all this boss fight is. It's really not hard. As a matter of fact, I think of all of the boss fights, this is probably the easiest by such a large amount, it's not even funny. The hardest thing in this boss fight is actually prepping for it and getting everyone together. Because once you're inside, it's just a joke. It really is. You just like cruise through everything. Now, it can go poorly. It doesn't have to, but it can. And if it starts to go poorly, the best thing you can do is congregate together because you don't need to cruise through this boss fight. You can, but you don't have to. If you start losing members, try and all congregate on this bridge. And this bridge is a very good defensive hold because you can only get attacked from in front and behind. And things don't spawn in front of you, so they can only show up from behind. So you can defend yourselves really well. And then, once you actually take everything out, you just take out the heart. Pretty easy. And that's that. So, but I mean, we don't lose people very often. The only time I've ever lost somebody is if they're on a rock drake, because rock drakes are not good for this boss fight. They really are not. It's not a good thing to have, and it's just something you want to avoid. Now, notice how these tentacles start to get a little bit of shocky looking. When they get that shocky look, that means he's about to use his electric attack, and anything in that general region is going to get smoked. So, that's why we take those 2 out quickly as possible. Now, continuing, we just wait here on the megalos. You probably only need 1 megalo to be totally honest with you, but 2 makes it obviously twice as fast. So, if you've only got 3 or 4 guys, this is not a hard boss fight to do. You just gotta pay attention, because that megalo guy has to have 1 goal, and that's taking out the heart. Notice how I'm the only one here. Kind of just gotta tank sometimes. And then you run away, because he went back under the ground. I think we get him in 2 more drops, so take out his tentacles twice more, and then we're pretty good. Now, a couple of quick tips. One, as far as I'm aware, I have never actually fallen into the purple goo, but I'm sure it's possible. However, I've never even tested that, so maybe I'll test that out next time. Try not to get up very high, because even though a lot of people are under the impression that if you go higher, the lightning does not affect you. It does. It'll knock you off a rock drake, and if you're on a tech suit, it'll stun you up in the air, which is a problem. And then those wipe attacks, like where he smacks the ground, they also do damage to you when you're in the air. And that's something you want to be really careful of. Now, Megalo guys, like you see me doing right now, just focus those close ones to you. And then just make sure you take care of yourselves, because if everyone does their job in this boss fight, it should take no longer than 10 minutes on alpha, which is just crazy to think about. Now, there's 2 of us here. We're just waiting. Every now and then I hop off just to make sure, because I take out those balls, because they're not necessarily aimed at one person or another. They kind of just choose randomly who they go after. And you notice, here we go. Going for the shred. And I don't think we get him on this one. I think it actually takes us 1 more after this to kill him. Yep, there it is. But really, I mean, if you think about it, we are doing this boss fight with 9 people. No one's in the same tribe. So there's a lot of danger factors. We're shooting shotguns, stegos, and megalos. And that's it. I mean, really, the kit you want to bring in is some good flak, a tame of some sort that you can ride on. It doesn't really matter what kind of tame you're riding on, just something. So that way you actually have the ability to, well, for lack of a better word, participate in the boss fight. And that's it. And then I guess you want to make sure a light pet, I think I mentioned that, but because a lot of people forget those as they go in. Light pets are really helpful because those Reapers take a long time to kill without a light pet. But I mean, Megalo light pet, maybe 5 seconds, if that, for any of the Reapers that spawn in here. You'll notice he goes down this last time. I don't know how I missed that one, but oh well. This last time he goes down, we hop on and go shred him. And boom, it's over. And the boss fight is quite literally that easy. That's it. That's all you gotta do. It's something that's not a difficult boss fight at all. Really entertaining because it's a lot of fun to ride. And like one quick thing, if you happen to have a cryopod on you, cryopod your tame, because you have to spawn back in a bed. It doesn't actually let you spawn inside of something that is not a bed. And that's just, something that's important and makes you keep an eye on. So that's why I cryo mine real quick. My teammate didn't. And it spawns that back wherever you guys started the boss fight. So that's why it can be dangerous if you're on a PvP server and someone just decides that it's dead now. And then I'm going to apologize for the FPS here. I don't know what happened, but I think the server actually lagged because this is like one of my favorite cutscenes. And it shows you the entrance into extinction. But I don't know what happened really. Because it kind of like cuts in and out. Super laggy, which is frustrating. But that's what happens when you're on a server like this. I mean, you can't get perfection every time. And we're going through the air. We went through the arc. Now we're looking at Earth. Or whatever planet this is, I suppose, technically. You see me in my Deus Ex skin because it's like melting me and bringing me back down to everything. Kind of weird, but oh well. Then I melt away. I land. And I'm over on the extinction map. I wake up and I'm like, whoa, what is going on, dude? How is this possible? What's happening? Look at all this lag. Why is there so much lag? And then it's like, oh, it's so pretty. And then it all goes away. Anyways, hopefully this video and tutorial helps you out and you enjoy it. But Teacher's Game 2, signing off and out.